All right, guys, so we're at my storage unit, and I don't want to get into why I'm at my storage unit, but whatever, that's neither here nor there. But I got RS with me. I was going to say the GS. And yeah, we're going to talk about the Triumph Street Triple RS compared to my FZ1. And if you guys didn't know, I guess I'm sure you guys figured out, I did sell the FZ1. I didn't want to sell it, but I'll get into that on the ride. But yeah, so I want to compare both of the bikes, which they are similar in some ways and totally different in other ways. And I just added I just want to show you guys, I put the Triumph sliders and engine protector, whatever you want to call them. I just call them frame sliders. And I like the Triumph. They finally came in out of stock. They were out of stock. They finally came in. And they're a little pricey. They're $200, but I like them. And yeah, so it's all good. Nothing bad. So, no clickbait or anything like that. We're just going to talk about, let's see, we're heading down to the racetrack. Not the race, just to watch my buddies race. Their cars, drag cars. And yeah, so we're going to talk more about FZ1 and Triumph, well, Yamaha FZ1 and the Street Triple. And it's a beautiful day, guys. Beautiful. I could have made that sharper, but I don't know why I didn't. I'm going to take a kind of a back way to the racetrack. I normally don't do. Hopefully it'll be interesting roads. As the gate lets me out. Never get tired of the Street Triple. That three-cylinder has got a definitely unique sound. Anyway, I use that a lot anyway, but whatever. And I use whatever a lot. The FZ1 and the Street Triple. Now, it's hard to compare them because they're totally different bikes as far as the similarities. It's a naked bike, One's a hyper naked bike, one's more of a sport naked bike. Obviously, this is the sport naked bike. And do I miss the FZ1? Yeah, I do, but I can't keep. I miss all the bikes I've had in the last 5 years. I've had about 5 of them, all basically new except for the FZ1, and I miss them all. But it's just hard to keep them all. I regret selling every single one of them. I wish I had a place to keep all of them. I wish I had the finances to keep them all, but I don't. So I can keep 1, 2, maybe 3, but I can't keep 5. So I made a decision. I wanted something new. I wanted something fun. And that's why I bought the Street Triple, because of just all the specs on it, the power to weight ratio, the whole bit. The bike is so much fun to ride. And if I had to do it all over again, I would absolutely done the same thing. I'll real quick before I get into all the little different things I enjoy this bike a lot, and I enjoy it more than I enjoy the FZ1. I went to a good home. The young man was really excited about it. His dad had one, and I kind of didn't break even, but so I did a lot of things to it to personalize it. But but it's gone. So it's gone, and I'm really happy I have this bike. It's the more I ride it, the more I enjoy it, the more I appreciate what it is. There are 2 things that I missed on the FZ, but I wouldn't give up the Street Triple because of it. And the 2 things are the dash. Guys, I'm going to bitch about the dash. And the dash sucks on the Street Triple. Not like now. Now it's fine. You got good speedometer. You do see the revs. But for performance, if I really want to get on it, I mean, you just can't see the tack. It's just, it's crap. Where the FZ, old school, definitely, old school, but it has a nice sweeping tack. I mean, they could have made an animated sweeping tack or a bar one, whether either or, but not this. Anyway, I don't want to just harp on that, but I do like the dash better on the FZ, even though it was very, outdated. And one thing it did give you an option of is it gave you an option of temperature. with numerals, not just a bar temperature, you know, which I thought was pretty good, and they don't offer that on this. So yeah, so that's one thing, and it's not a a deal breaker for this. I think this is obviously an overall better bike than the FC. You know, there's no doubt about it. I mean, if you're just into straight line acceleration, the FC is super. I know it handles, but I don't have that skill level to push that kind of bike around because I just that big tire. I just didn't feel as confident as I do with the GS or the Street Triple here. So yeah, basically that's it. And the other thing is, there's two things. The other thing is, I'm taking a different way, guys, so you won't get bored. Is the power. This bike, if you're going 30 miles an hour in first gear and you just crank it, I mean, you just rip that throttle open, it's fast. I mean, it's fast right up to 120. It's it's blistering. The wheel comes up. Where the FZ kind of just, I guess, beats it is that when you get between 80 and 120, it's an absolute rocket ship. I mean, I had it tuned, roughly making about 170 horsepower, close to 150 at the rear wheel, and about 450 pounds with all the weight savings I did. So it was an absolute beast from that speed, which is not usable, obviously, but I like that acceleration, and I like that the adrenaline rush, the exhilaration you get from the acceleration. But this is no slouch. I mean, if I had to quantify it as far as what percentage, maybe, okay, a little bike for sale, would be maybe the FZ's 10% better. Not a whole lot, but it has that. It's definitely going to beat it. If we're cruising like 50, 60 miles an hour when we both get on with the FZ and this, the FZ is going to pull it out at the other end. But having all that, everything saying all that stuff, the Street Triple is overall better. Now, I guess I could have went with a Speed Triple, but I didn't want to spend over $20,000 on another bike, especially when I'm thinking about getting a different BMW, and I just didn't want to deal with it. So I just wanted to keep it, and I just think this is an absolute super bike, and I also love the color. I think the color is so cool, and I've said this many times. I'm not a yellow fan at all. I'm not into the yellow, but this yellow that depends on the sunlight. I don't know if you guys can see it. It depends on, if it's day or night. It's just it pops, and I like colors that pop. And yeah, so it's overall, this is the bike that I'm really happy with. So those are the two things, as I try to get my thoughts, is performance. That upper end performance, I have to give it to the FZ, and I do like the gauge layout better. Which is crazy because it's so dated. Then now you get to the things that everything else. I mean, those are the two things. Handling wise, this bike is superior. It's lighter. I mean, I could feel a difference between 50 pounds. It's lighter. The suspension is, I would say, a little bit firmer than even though I set mine up a little different than the factory, so it's a little bit softer. But the suspension is a little firmer than the FZ, but it doesn't bounce you all over the place. It's very compliant. I know some people will say it's plush, and and it's usually coming from the UK. I don't really understand that plush, because to me the plush is the GS. I just can't resist when I get an open road. I just can't resist it. Anyway, the GS is plush. That's plush to me. It's not bouncy. It's compliant. Some people call it bouncy. I don't consider it bouncy at all. So I would consider that plush. I consider the Street Triple just compliant. It's firmer, yeah. It doesn't beat you up unless the roads are really, really bad. Like the roads are like 50-50. Nah, 50-50. They're not too bad here. A couple of bumps here and there, but it doesn't pound you. It's not like really pound you stiff or anything like that. It's taking me some crazy back roads. Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to. Yeah, so I think the suspension is, I wouldn't consider it plush on this. It's a firmer ride, but it's not punishing at all. I'm totally satisfied as a everyday rider. I would absolutely have no issues. So I think the suspension is better on this bike. The lean is so much easier. I guess with that big 190 tire, I don't know if it was the tire or the wheelbase or the way the rake was, but when you tried to lean over, it was you really had to get it. You really had to know what you're doing. I mean, it wasn't as easy just to flick it as this. But not to say it was bad. It is what it is. It's an older technology, and but the suspension's better. Seating position, I would say that the seating position on is about the same. Maybe you're a little bit more upright on the FC because the bars did have some factory risers on it, even though they were straight-looking drag bars. So you're a little bit sportier on this, but I don't. It's a wash on that one. Cruise control. This one has cruise control, so by far this is. I love cruise control. So maybe some people don't care about it, but I love it. This has the quick shifter. I did put a quick shifter on the other one with a gear indicator, but it's not the same as the factory ones. With a gear indicator, you have to, on the FZ, you have to be moving for it to let you know what your gear is. Like if you just stop in 6th gear and pull the clutch in, it's not going to tell you what gear you're in until you start moving. With this, it tells you no matter where you are. The quick shifters is up and down. It's a little bit better. I would say it's a lot better probably because it's an overall, it's designed for this bike, where the Heel Tech is a good aftermarket, but it's not perfect, but it's pretty good, and I would put it on any bike that doesn't come with it. I really like their products. Oh, nice hot rod pickup. So else how I can compare it. The seat comfort, I would say this is more comfortable. And what's nice about this seat is I can hold on to it when I'm doing 120 miles an hour because it's more grippy. I could not hold on to that FZ for nothing. As far as looks are concerned, I love the looks of the FZ because it had that muscle car look. Big leader bike engine, straight up hyper naked, whatchamacallit. It was wider at the tank, and I guess because of the engine, and you felt like you had something underneath you. This is very sport-like and everything, and I like the light sportiness stuff. I do like muscle stuff, but that's what I did like about the FC. But then I'm comparing everything, and I'm always leaning towards. I know that the Street Triple is the bike that I really enjoy, and I enjoy it more than the FC on overall wise. Like I said, there's only a couple things I miss. FZ Street Triple. If I had to choose, it's pretty much a no-brainer. The Street Triple. It's just a cool bike. So it's not for everybody, no doubt. And some people don't like naked bikes because there's too much wind. But I don't mind the wind. It gives me more of a visceral experience that I'm riding something that I'm not buried in a cocoon. Kind of like why I like the GS, because it's got enough fairing for long distance, but not too much where it's just you might as well just be in the car. So yeah, Street Triple all the way. Suspension, the looks. I was really mixed on the bug eye looked, but it's really grown on me. Just like anything, I think it grows on you after a while. I never liked the front of the FZ, the one with the fairing, and I didn't like the light that was on it. It was just too big and bulbous looking. It needed to be more streamlined, but it is what it is. It was in 2008, and but the rest of the bike I really enjoy the architect of the FC. But with this bike, I really like the lines of this bike. It's just it's just got really good lines, and I'm sure it's very modern and it looks like a lot of other bikes, but I like it, and I love the idea of the triple because I haven't really experienced. No, I've never experienced a triple. Nope. I have 2 Triumphs. This is my 3rd. They were both parallel twins, old style twins, 270-degree cranks. Yeah, so I hit the rev limiter a couple times. So this is fast, it gets your attention. I think it was up to 117. It seems like the the sweet spot I always hit on 17. Hit the rev limiter because I was looking in the mirror, and that's why I wish that we had the tack. I glanced away from the tack, looked in the mirror. I thought there was a cop behind me, but way behind me, but it wasn't, and hit the rev limiter. So, okay, guys, I guess that's it for now. If I can think of anything else, I'll come back and we'll talk more. But like I said, I just wanted to compare the two. I'm so happy I got the Street Triple. It absolutely fills the void of not having the FZ anymore. And just to let you know about this, I still had the FZ when I picked up the Street Triple. So I had the bikes in there, and I looked at them, compared them, rode them back to back, and you know, missing the FZ a little bit, but not. But this makes you the Street Triple makes it easy to forget the FZ. You know, like I said, I wish I could keep them all, but I can't. But yeah, really happy with this bike, and I'm sure a lot of people concur. I haven't seen any. The only thing I've seen a complaint on this bike is the dash, and that's it. As far as the build quality, problems with it, I've never seen anybody complain about these. In fact, the RS is from 2019 all the way from 2000 to present. Everybody loves the Street Triple, so that's another reason why I bought it, because it's such a popular and admired bike. But yeah, happy on the Street Triple. Happy. Guys, we'll be having another video soon. Later.